Parents, what happened when the school wouldn't protect your child? When my daughter Lily was 16 and obsessed with basketball, she'd play until her legs gave out. After my wife died, I built everything around Lily. My job as a ref gave me just enough time to stay present and enough money to keep her in shoes, clinics, and tournaments. Basketball was our thing, so when she started flaking, I noticed. She got quiet, stopped smiling. Her phone disappeared from sight. She deleted social media. Every night before bed, I'd hear her checking the locks repeatedly. At first, I thought it was just teen stress. She was under a lot of pressure. I didn't push. But then her phone screen broke, and I offered to fix it. While testing the touch screen, some texts popped up. They were from Coach Brennan. He was technically just the assistant coach in his 30s, but the one always hanging around. At first, the messages were about drills and tips. Then I saw stuff like, "Thinking of you," and "You don't need to tell your dad." That was it. I confronted her. She froze. Then she broke down. She told me Brennan kept showing up at places she'd go after school. He followed her home once, even walked into the girls' locker room while she was changing and acted like it was an accident. She hadn't told me because she thought no one would believe her. The next day, I met with Principal Garner. He nodded a lot, but said I was probably reading too much into it, called Brennan a valuable asset, and told me these kinds of misunderstandings ruin careers. I left furious. I filed a police report. Detective Ramirez listened but said there wasn't enough to act on. Brennan got a verbal warning. That's it. For a while, things were calm. Then Lily found a small device in her gym bag. It was a tracker. I brought it to the cops again. Still not enough. Garner said we were damaging reputations and hinted we could be sued. I stopped trusting anyone. I installed cameras around the house, every angle. A week later, the system pinged movement. It was Brennan. His car sat outside our home for over an hour at 2 in the morning. I took the footage to the school board. They shrugged it off, said he probably lived nearby. One of them smirked and asked if maybe I was just stressed. Lily stopped sleeping. Her grades slipped. She got benched even though she was the top scorer. I started digging into Brennan's past. Found out girls transferred out of his previous schools mid-season. No official complaints, just patterns. Then came the night I almost lost it all. There was an away game. Lily texted me to pick her up behind the gym. I got there and she was gone. I called. No answer. I sprinted around the building and found Brennan's car tucked behind a dumpster. I could see them inside. He was standing over her, way too close. She looked terrified. I hit record and opened the door. Brennan looked up and grinned. Said they were just having a talk. Something about leadership and pressure. I told him to hand over his phone. He refused. Lily slipped out past me and ran. Brennan leaned in and dropped the act. "You know I run this team," he said. "No one's taking my job because your kid got confused." I kept recording. I didn't say a word. He stepped closer. She wanted the attention. That's how it always starts. I sent everything to local news. One story turned into 5. Ramirez reopened the case. Other girls spoke up. Brennan got arrested. The footage and testimony were enough. He pled guilty. Turns out the school buried complaints for years. Garner resigned. So did 2 board members. Lily started therapy. She's back on the court. New coach. Respectful. Professional. I started a support group for parents. Ramirez and I work together now on prevention policies. They ignored us until I gave them a reason not to.